Don't ask what happened. It's happened before with this. We've done a couple of lives this weekend past, and three times, for no reason, the service went kaput, and we lost the signal. I don't know what happened. Don't ask me what. I don't know. All I know is it just crashed for no reason. And I'm like, what happened to the signal? He goes, David, there are people saying that the signals. And I look at the screen. It's like, oh my God, the screen. There's nothing there. So hey, Weeze, I'm sorry. Hey, Pad, there you are. People were asking about where's Pad today, and earlier by the fact that we were on, and I don't know. Blame it on this, kids. The flying fickle finger of fate. Oh, I'm sorry. Just what I was saying to you. The fickle finger of fate. That's right, kids. This is the Flying Fickle Finger of Fate Award. That's right. That's right, children. This is what this is. The Flying Fickle Finger of Fate. You know what this is? Bang. That's what happens. The Flying Fickle Finger of Fate gets you every time. That's right. Well, this actually is the original from like 57 years ago, from 1968, from the TV show Laugh-In. And it actually sits on this, but unfortunately, this is kind of effed up. I still haven't figured out how to reattach it here. I wish I could, because I'd like to redisplay it one of these days. Oh crap! Get my big thing into. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. The spirits messed up the signal, just killed it, and it wasn't the signal; it was the camera. They said, "Are you serious? You really can't fix this? You got to get this someplace and get them to fix this right." It's made out of cheap metal. Is that it? It's supposed to sit something like this. Well, once upon a time it sat like that, but I have another one with a broken wing. God. So I figured we'd go downstairs to the third level just for shits and giggles, since this isn't going off at all up here. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to do that. Again, I need you guys to tag the Oman House, hashtag the Oman House, hashtag House at the End of the Drive, hashtag DavidOman, whatever you can in your tweets, in your Twitters, whatever. But I really appreciate it. I really would. I need to get social media awareness about the house, the story. That's the only way that you're going to see, and I'm ever going to see the light of day with the doc series based on the book and the movie. What movie? This movie as well. Whoops. Well, this movie as well. Getting out, because if there's no social media influencer pull and social media presence about this, no one's going to give a shit at any of the studios. So, excuse me. Hi, Donna. So since we've been on, since I've already read from the book, what you want me to read from the other book, the Scary Stories book? I'll wait and see what you guys say. Guten Abend. And I didn't send this copy out. Wow. Okay. Good Nacht to you. David, do other kids know how to come here? I don't know if other kids. I know I shut down the other video, but we're already at 27, so I think we're closing in on it. And like and share this video with your friends right now, guys. It helps. There's not any money involved. There's no Patreon crap here, you know. Anton, no, I'm not. Nobody's buying me any food, and nobody's buying me any Pepsi. So if I'm not being loaded up on Tommy's Original Burgers, it's not happening. Speaking of Tommy's, they finally got smart. They were doing the special for the double chili cheeseburgers for $3.99 each, And they realized that they charged $9.05 for one. So they now started going 2 for 1. Buy one, get one free, BOGO. And it's going, wow, it costs more money. It's just funny as hell. I do need Tommy's burgers. I love Tommy burgers. They're great, especially double chili cheese. Yum, 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 yum. Better than fava with his kidney and Chianti. Some fava beans in his kidney with some fresh Chianti. I still don't get the idea. I mean, I don't get it. But I know the way he does it is kind of eerie, but it's like, what's that meaning? It's like, it's like going, huh? What now? What, David? That's cheap. Burgers here are $15. Oh my God. Chianti, yes. Chianti, yes. Some fresh Chianti. So do you guys want me to read from the More Scary Stories book or what? What's the scoop here? I'd like to know. No, Nicole. I've been to those once, and it's like paying an arm and a leg to go to a to go to a theme park so I can be scared by people jumping out in costumes and going to these prank. Look, as a kid, I didn't think much of those things. You think as an adult, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I want to do that. It's become so much so that it's every freaking day. And you know what happens when you do something every freaking day? It takes the specialness out of it. And you know who taught me that? My mom said, she goes, David, if you have sunshine every single day, you get bored of it. It becomes the status quo. She goes, that's why people in the East have loved the seasons and the changing of the seasons. I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, in New York in the fall means the falling of the leaves from the trees and coming down ready for winter. And then we have winter, we have snow, and we have rain, and da-da-da-da-da-da. It's never, unfortunately, Halloween has become a 365-day-a-year proposition. I'm over it. I'm sorry. With the conventions that were for the manufacturers of the products that were being sold turned into a commercial venture where they started doing these conventions open to the public, because originally those Halloween conventions were specifically for buyers of the merchandise. They then decided to make them open to the public. And then it's like, well, what was once basically a showcase for this year's Halloween equipment and devices and stuff and merchandising is now become a Halloween is like in July. And I'm like, it's a bit much. It's just, I liked it when Halloween was basically celebrated in the month of October, not every gosh darn month of the year. That's all. It's not scared shows. It's people running out and doing jump scares and stuff. That's great, but that just kind of like, is, to me, I'm over that. I'm not a wine lover. I drink wine if the spirit moves me, but your aunt only drank Chianti. Very funny. I know the same way of watching you. It becomes old really fast. And that's what my mom used to say. She goes, you wouldn't like Halloween if it was all the time. I said, what do you mean? She goes, it's only fun because you have a full year to work up for the next Halloween. But that's when you're a kid. Now you're an adult. She was, Evie. I appreciate that. And I'm sure she does as well. Yes, Katya, there's a lot about money making. When they can find something they can exploit, they will exploit it till it's done. But Halloween, you can't exploit. Well, it can't be done because it comes once a year. It's a holiday. It's not like the Conjuring House, they said the last one of the franchise. And I said, yeah, That's like the Who going on for their final tour for the third time. The final tour of the Who. The final tour of the Who. So this time, they mean it because there's only four members left. So, but you don't like Halloween. So I'm sorry to hear that, Evie. Exactly, Pad. That's what they used to do. They were specifically in July to sell. Well, it was earlier than July because you got to remember you had to order the stuff. You had to get it into stores by like mid-September, late September. So, hi, Kathy. Oh, that's great, Donna. I sent it out a couple days ago. I think it was yesterday, as a matter of fact. It's a choice not to buy. No, Annie, of course it's a choice. But the problem is it's so prolifically produced and promoted in all social media nowadays. It's not like they're doing commercials. Well, today, yeah, they're doing commercials starting this day for Halloween stuff already, for Halloween Horror Nights, because for them it's September, October. It's September, October, and then the very, very first week of November. So that's why. Oh, well, that's good. The grandkids enjoy Halloween. They should. Who's putting out gingerbread stuff for Christmas in August? That's a little bit premature to say the least. Hey, Samantha. Sam's up here. The glamour is gone. It does. It forgets exactly. It does. It loses all of its meaning. It used to be special. Now it's just, Yeah, Pat, that's because that's what it was. It used to be those, it was it was basically the conventions that they were. So they turned them into that now. In German supermarkets already? Wow. Wow. Really? No, I agree with you, Katya. And Pat, that's crazy. So, do we want me to read a story from the book? Their book, the Scary Stories book. What's the matter, Samantha? Hold on a second. Our favorite black cat wants some food. Sam? Yes, she does. Hold on. I'll be right back. No, Reg, not you. Not you. I still sit downstairs from the third floor. Oh, that's right. No, I can't do that, though. Do I? There it is. Yeah, still there. All right, let's just do this. Kathy wants me to read. Kathy, would you stay and chat, but be at the four? No, go to sleep. If you got to go to, no, Kathy, by all means, I understand. If you got to get some rest, get some rest. I know that too well. Some a-hole called this morning at 6:22 in the morning. Outside warm and jump into the pool and there sell gingerbreads and mule wines and blah. Oh my gosh. I want to be a millionaire, Evie. Who can hold out? All right, so I'll read a story and then we'll go downstairs. Reggie, I know I put the dome of unhappiness on you. You look miserable. Boy, does he look miserable. He looks funny and miserable, but So let me get the book. Hold on. By the way, did anything on TikTok happen today? Go back to the unlocked. What is that? Labu moments of waits? Get out of here. Get the insider's scoop on live camp. What? Elizabeth Saint posted on TikTok. Great. Could Elizabeth Saint call me back? If you're watching, Liz, could you call me back? It'd be nice to talk to you. I find some of that stuff so amusing when I read. Just amazing. All right, where's the book? The good book. There's the book. Yes, we'll have to take care of that tomorrow. All right, you guys are going to sleep. Good night, guys. Pleasant dreams. Good sleep. All right. All right. All left, all right, all right, all left. The book. Oh, that's the line. Good night, Don. Yeah, we'll do a live this weekend. Take care, Don. Look for us this weekend. Can I read this one? Billy Mansfield said there's a black dog fault him wherever you want. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I've read that one. It's been a while. Somebody fell from the wall. Ooh. This one just, it oozes of just something. I don't know what to say. It's just got that. You bend down. People want to see the gosh darn bell, you dumb bastard. That's why. They want to see the bell. They like the bell. They think the bell's swell. They think I'm Ali swell. Ali. Muhammad Ali. No experience. Krampus. Krampus. Oh, God, very funny. Hi, Nancy. Night, Don. Hello, David. All right. This one looks like a doozy of a story. All right. Somebody fell from a loft. I'd signed on as an ordinary seaman on the falls of double check the spelling. Yeah, it is. Of Ettrick, a merchant ship bound for England. The first time I saw the ship, I knew right away. She was an old Gertrude Spurshoe I had sailed on years before, when she was painted brown and gold. Now she was painted black and had a new name, but it was the same ship for sure. Thanks a lot, Samantha. I'm reading and you needed to do that. We had a pretty good crew for that voyage, except for one hard-looking ticket named McLaren. He was a pretty good seaman, but there was something about him that I didn't trust. He was kind of secretive. He kept mostly to himself. One day, somebody told him that I had worked on the old Gertrude. For some reason, he got all trembly all over that. He got a tremble over that. Then I catched him giving me all of these ugly black looks, as if he was itching to knife me in the back. I guess it had something to do with the Gertrude, but I didn't know what. Well, this one day we was trying to work our way through the dripping black fog. You scarcely know we had all the lights on, and it was dead calm. There wasn't a breath of fresh air. The ship just lay there, wallowing in a trough, a rolling, going nowhere. I was standing by watch around the midship, and McLaren was doing his trick at the wheel. The rest of the crew was scattered around one place or another. It was quiet as could be. Then all at once, wacko! This thing hits the deck right in front of me, right in front of McLaren. He lets go a screech, then turns his blood-cold eyes, and he falls down in a faint. The second mate starts yelling that somebody is falling from aloft. Laying out there just forward of the wheel was someone or something dressed in oilskins with blood oozing from the underneath. The captain ran to fetch the big light from his cabin so he could see who it was. They kind of straightened him up to get a good look at his face. He was big, ugly-looking devil, but nobody knew who he was or what he was doing there. At least nobody was saying. When McLaren came to from his faint, he tried to get something out of him. All he did was jabber away, keep rolling those big eyes, wild-looking eyes of his. Everybody was getting more and more excited. We all wanted to heave the body overboard as quickly as we could. There was something weird about it, as if it wasn't real. But the captain wasn't so sure about getting rid of it that way. "Could be a stowaway," he said. But the ship was so filled with lumber we were carrying, there was no way in space that a living thing could have hid there for 3 weeks, which was how long we'd been out. Even if it was a stowaway, what was he doing aloft on such a dirty day? There was no reason for anyone to be up there. There was nothing to see. Finally, Captain gave up and told us to heave him overboard. Then nobody would touch him. The mate ordered us to pick him up, but nobody made a move. Then they tried to coax him, but it didn't do any good. Suddenly, that loony McLaren starts yelling, I handled him once, and I'll handle him again." He picks up the body and staggers over the railing with it. He is just about to throw it overboard when it wraps its two big long arms around him, and over they go together. Then on the way down, one of them starts laughing in a horrible way. The mates are yelling to launch the boat, but nobody would get into a boat, not on a night like that. We threw a couple of life preservers in after them, but everybody knew that wouldn't help. So that was that, or was it? The first chance I had to go home after that, I went right over to the old sea captain, Spurshoe, who was the captain of when the Gertrude was around. "Well," he says, "one trip, one of these outlandish men shipped aboard the Gertrude. One was McLaren, the other was a really big fella. The big one was always picking on McLaren and thumping him around. He and McLaren wasn't always McLaren was always talking about how he would get it back at him. Well, this wet, dirty night, the two of them was up there alone, and the big one come flying down, killed himself, deader in the herring. McLaren says the foot rope they were using parted, and the two were only McLaren says the foot rope they were using parted, and how he almost fell in, but everybody saw that the rope knew she didn't give way on her own. She had been cut through with a knife. After that, whenever we came into port, McLaren thought we were going to get a police after him, and he'd be pretty scared. We couldn't prove anything, so we didn't try. In the end, I guess the big fella took care of things in his own way. If he was a ghost that came back, that's what it was. If there be things like ghosts." That was a doozy of a story. That was a good one. I like that story. Hello, Nancy. Hold on, let's see what the hell's going on in front of the house. No, it's just the neighbors. So now we're down to 24 people. What's going on here? Crap. That was a good one. I thought that was. Reading some boring ass shit? No, unfortunately, Lenny, that wasn't boring ass shit. That was a good ghost story. It was. Excuse me, guys. God. Hey, Dom, you okay? Dom, you're staring at something. You okay, kiddo? Domino is sitting here on the chair next to me. So, should we go? Oh. I'm not talking about the book. I'm talking. You can't even see the book. I'm talking about. Do you guys want to go downstairs? Yeah, subscribe. But more importantly, didn't even get a word out of before you guys started knocking stuff. Stop it. Help me get this in the social media stratosphere. The house, the Oman house, house at the end of the drive, DavidOman, hashtag that crap, you know. Just feels kind of weird and eerie tonight, I guess. Am I going the wrong way? Yes, I am going the wrong way because that way. Stupid ass I am. I'm watching the camera. Yeah, everything. I need it. We really need to get this thing. Like I said, it'll help me a lot. That's an understatement of the decade. Boy, I need some assistance on this world. Yeah, obviously Scott and Tate left. He vacated the premises. I guess it was just too much for him. I could say so many things. I'm glad your son loves the movie. That makes. Tell your young son to go share this with his friends. It was rated R, but that's only because they call it the drug use. They said because people are smoking pot. Oh, okay, it's legal in every state. Well, but the point is they consider that drug use and the tits that are shown. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Again, have them, Pad, share it with their friends because we need to blow this up. The house, the movie. I mean, we're in the first week of September. And here's one that gets me really irritated. Remember I told you a couple weeks ago, Bridget Marquardt and Holly Madsen were going to come over, and then they ended up canceling. I think it was 3 weeks ago tonight. They were supposed to be here. And I've been after Bridget to basically come back to the house and shoot and do some stuff here because Scott Michaels was here and stuff was going on. Thanks. Very, very funny, Nancy. Thanks, Nancy. I appreciate that. And hey, Mike, how are you? And she said, well, I don't have a cameraman. We can't come to the house. You know, this is before 3 weeks ago. And I said, fine. I saw her with some friends of mine, Barrier Beyond, which is Victor and Jazzy. And I saw them with, and of course, Joey Official was there. And Bridget was there. At where, you ask? The Poltergeist movie house over in Simi Valley that they shot the exterior for the movie Poltergeist. They don't think, as I recall, they didn't shoot much. They shot some of the interior there, but most of it, and again, most of the movie was shot on location on a sound stage, not on location. And the place is now, a couple of people died of natural causes in the house that owned the property, and now they're making it out to be this haunted location. Crap, my mother died in the house that I was born and raised in over in Bel Air. You think they're selling tickets? You know, if every house that had somebody die in it turns into a haunted location and a commercial type of a thing, and it's $2,000 for the night to go in there. I don't know how many hours, but that's to go in. It's not an overnight thing. No, it's not an overnight from what I've heard. Way too expensive, and let's be honest, it's like the Brady Bunch house. It just served as the backdrop. It was not until they remodeled the Brady Bunch house to be looking like the original set where the Brady Bunch was shot. It looked nothing like that. They had to remodel it, remember? So you can imagine the house over in Simi Valley, that is the Poltergeist house, they had to make it all look circa 1980. And I'm like, how's that haunted? Yes, it is crazy, Evie. There's Samantha going right behind us. It's not that it's disrespectful, it's commercialization. I mean, yes, people want to see the house where the movie was shot, but to play it off like it's haunted because some people actually owned the property, died on the property, okay. Thanks, Katya, I appreciate that. Well, Nancy, what's fact? How much is the Brady Bunch? I don't know how much the Brady Bunch. I know Scott on Tape has been there. I don't know. I really don't. I know that when he was there, when Scott went to the Brady Bunch house, he said that. He says they're really touchy about how you present the house. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, the comments you make inside the house. I said, Sam, not now. That's not funny. What they do in the house. I said, like off-color comments from like the Brady Bunch movies. And he goes, yeah, they're kind of, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. He goes, yeah, they're really, really strict about what you say. When you're shooting the videos, I'm like, what? Really? Because somebody I think said, is this where Greg, popped, Mrs. Brady? This is the dining room table. I was like, how much action did this thing get with Greg and Mrs. Brady? I'm just kidding. I'm just stuff like that. The house where they filmed the pool scenes in Cocoon was the site of multiple deaths, including a murder or two. The local kids, myself included, used to go there to see how long they could stay. You're kidding, Pad. That is crazy. That is definitely nuts. That might be, again, stop predicating places that are connected to people who died, saying that it's got to be haunted because somebody was killed or murdered there. It don't matter as much as people like to say that, there's a tragic death. Therefore it has to be. Not everybody dies a tragic death, yet their spirits are still seen visiting, because spirits don't and not exactly have to be at the same place where they died either. Wow, Pat, that's crazy. 5 hours in that place. Well, what am I saying? I've been 23 years here. Think of that. Very, very funny, Annie. Very funny. With that said, let me disconnect the power to this and let us go down shell through the house. It's my friends from You Are the Hero. It's an old house. I have to pick up a spook or two. I'm a scary cat. I won't go any haunted places. I think I'm afraid somebody's going to come. Nancy, the only place that could possibly happen is at one Disneyland or Disney World on one of those haunted mansion rides where they have the hitchhiking ghosts. Ghosts are not like hermit crabs. They're not looking for a new home to occupy to put their body in. Like, oh, I'm a ghost. I want to occupy this. This is my new home. Ghosts are not looking for people to occupy their bodies either. Let's go figure this out why. When you died and you left your body behind you, you don't have any more physical pain, you're in relief, you're in no pain situation. The last thing you want to do is put yourself in a position where you're back into a painful experience. So that's probably why I say that. Yes, Sam. I'm here. Fucking David. Nancy, you're terrible. So that's what I say to you. They're not looking to go come home with you. They're not like we used to say. It's like, oh, doesn't he look like a lost puppy dog looking for love? And it's like, great. When you hear that, You got to say, you think I'm not pathetic? Is that what you're trying to say to me? I'm a ghost and I'm so lost. I'm lonely. I'm going to go home with you. What do I look that pathetic, huh? Spirit's like, honey, I'm not going anywhere with you. I don't care. I don't know you and I'm not into you. I think you're taking things a little bit too bit out of context. I said hi. I didn't say hi. I'm coming home with you. Yes, I went to Gettysburg years. I don't want to say when, but many moons ago. Too many moons. Um, it's the living we should be aware of, not the dead. My dad used to say. True, Nancy. Exactly. The ghosts aren't going to hurt you. I promise you. They're not into hurting people. They're not into S&M and B and D or B and D S&M. That's right. Bondage, discipline, sadomasochism. Right. They're not into that. They don't. So what's mine did too? What did yours did too? What are you guys talking about, Nancy and Pad? Anyways, let's go downstairs. So good. I've been on for as long as I was on the first time. Crap. You're learning. No, let me learn, Trippy. What's Trippy? No, it's just a myth. Why would a ghost want to follow you home? It's like, don't you think they have better things to do with their afterlife? No offense to you. I'm sure you have a wonderfully interesting, compassionate, compelling life to be following, but ghosts have their own things that they're doing. So generally speaking, if you've got a spirit around you, which you do, maybe two, there are relatives that have passed away, or friends, close friends that have passed away that are still around you because that's their duty, so to speak, is to make sure that you're okay and to keep an eye on you. What did Nancy's? Oh, you mean Nancy's dad said? Yes. Yes, subscribe and share. And again, tell your friends about the Oman House. That's the best thing. Probably hashtag the Oman House. Yeah, attachments. Everybody, whether you like it or not, has got a few spirits around everybody watching them. They call it a guardian angel, they call it a friend or whatever. It's basically what it is. It's just somebody that's there in the afterlife that's keeping an eye on you, trying to keep you protected, so to speak. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that very much. Really? Night terrors. I've had that once or twice, and that was pretty intense. I said, well, I don't know if I want to have that shit happen again. But there's nothing you can do about it because it's your own psyche doing that to yourself. It's your own subconscious overriding your conscience and interfering with it in a way that makes you feel you're in between conscious and unconscious. What is going on? Katya, take care of yourself. It was very, very pleasant, of course, and always having you on. And let me know what you think of the book when you get done with it. Exactly, Nancy. That's what I'm saying to you. And some of us can't hear the spirit guides talking to us and telling us what they're trying to impart upon us. And, those are the lessons in life. And sometimes you don't live to see through them. And that's unfortunately true. I have friends of mine that have passed away that I get upset at the people for what they did because they did it to themselves. And it was, whatever it is, it is. Hey, Jackie. Jackie, rest and feel better, please. Well, I was talking night terrors. I was talking about sleep paralysis because to me that's what I always associate night terrors with, is where you're completely paralyzed and you can't move and you can experience it, but you're in between. True, Mike. This is true. Funny, but a lot of people that have been here haven't expressed as well. Well, the exception of Barry Taff had that experience, but most people don't have those experiences here. Oh, God, Nancy, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, I hope that his spirit is at rest and at peace. All right, you coming down with us. We're going downstairs. All right, we're going to go downstairs. Yeah, certified mail, my ass. Right. What? All right, let's go downstairs. What was I saying? I was thinking I wanted to get. No, you ate. What is everybody gosh dang giving me crap for? All right, let's see this. All right, let me see what do I need. I want a cat ball. Good cat ball. Grandpa cat ball. Okay, too. Oh crap! Really? Okay, down there then. All right, guys, I'm going downstairs. Rich is like, what? You doing what? I'm going downstairs. I'm just taking these. I think stop that. Don't get wise and don't get funny. All right, so let's see how we do this. We get up. Okie dokie. They don't want to see me doing shit. They want to see the front. So turn this around then, you stupid. This way, right like this. That was my finger, if you didn't notice that. I got to grab this, I got to grab this, and we got to be remiss and go piss. Reggie in the cone of silence. I'm going downstairs. You stay. I'm going all the way down. Shit, better turn the light on so you guys can see. That sound is the sound of the one and only. We look down the hall. Hey, share this with your friends. This isn't free. This is costing me an arm and a leg. You can share. If you care, you share. If you don't care, I don't know. This is the landing. I'm turning around because I want to turn the light on. All right. Put this there, put that there, open the door here. Hey, spirits. God damn. Yeah, I heard you. I got it. Thanks for telling me something I didn't know. Jesus Christ. Everybody's a goddamn critic here in the house. Even the dead are the highest form of critics. But that's my freaking hand. I'm sorry. I'm trying to set the camera up somewhere. What do you think I'm trying to do? I'm trying to figure out where to put the camera here in the room. I've got an idea. This little thing. I am not doing that. Not now. I'm live. I don't want to be fucked with right now. I'm not in the mood. Whoops, I'm sorry, guys. I'm showing you the camera. Trying to get this thing to work. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this angle right here with this stupid little mini tripod. Maybe I shouldn't call it names. It would probably be better if I didn't, huh? Is that good? I can't tell till I look at the gosh darn thing. Spirits, don't mess with it, please. I really appreciate you not messing with it. Oh, no, I just said not to mess with it. Oh, God. Don't be condescending, please. Oh, God, sometimes I can be such a pain in the ass. Oh, my God. But, yeah. Really? Fine. God blast it. She goes, change the gosh darn angle. It's too tall. You can't see everything on the table. All right, spirits, come on. Whoops. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to do that to you. And I have nothing. Sorry, that was me. I touched the button. That was me. No. Stop it. Well, I'm trying to get that thing set up. Whoa, what in the hell? Would you guys please give me a break? Shit, nothing like the spirits acting the fuck up. Huh? Yikes. No, I'm trying to get that thing level because the gosh darn camera. So much for level, you son of a bitch. I said level, not leaping Lohan. Leaping Lohan, huh? Don't ask, guys. It's one of these nights, It's one of those nights you don't expect to have to deal with, and then you got to deal with it. Well, I want them to see this. Fucking shit. So this high, but here you can't see. All right. You're going to give me no freaking break. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this all aligned so you guys can be in frame, so you can see in frame. What? Oh, you want me to move this way then? So you can put everything here so you can see that here then. All right. We'll put the stupid freaking toy here. Got the can you? Are you? Oh, you're kidding. Out of freaking that one's dead. And this one that's been here forever, Mr. Blue Ball. This one that's old as hell, still got some power in it left. This the bell here. So you guys, this. Can you see that? All right, you can see that. Oh, right. Turn this the hell on would be a good idea. No, I want a better, cleaner sound. Better, cleaner. That's better. Thank you. So there we are. I haven't read a goddamn comment here. What the hell we got? Thanks, Wheeze. Something's being said. Oh, I did hear something. It was the coyotes are out. I also thought I heard the sound of a gosh darn cat meowing. Boy, are they loud. Boy, are they loud. They're not close. They were closer the other day than this today. They're not there today. Hey, you want me to put this here? Maybe I put this here. Yes, put this here. What do you mean put this here, you crazy bastard? Fix that then. I'm going to do that. I'm trying to get this thing so we can see each other, and you guys can also see that. And my face as well. So I can read this too. All right, a little up. Yeah, my mom would have been 100 as well. I'm sorry to hear that, Jackie. Wait. What was that, David? No, they're just messing with the gosh darn. Well, look, they're not messing with it now. They're being. Somebody's got to keep a counter on from the time I just said that to the next time the lights start flashing. You love the posters. Thanks. I appreciate that, Bad. Well, the third one, of course, is Beetlejuice. You got Beetlejuice, Blazing Saddles, and, of course, Animal House. Wow, they're active tonight. Well, the dogs won't. The dog, Reggie will not come down here. The cats, they come down here and do their business when they feel like it down here on the carpet. Yeah. That's the coyotes. Spirits, what about ringing the bell, lighting the light up, and making the REM pod go off? Oh, I did forget turning the lights on and turning the lights off. I give you credit for that. I totally, went over my head to mention that, but great. I mean, what am I supposed to say, guys? I got no offense, Spirits. I got this device, this ball, and this bell device. And what do? You decide to play with the lights. And how many seconds was it? Didn't I say that? I said somebody's got to keep account from how many seconds when I said this to when the lights turn on and off, and it was maybe a minute. And they still aren't doing it. They're not doing it now. But boy, those coyotes. Oh, I know what I forgot to tell you what I saw today, which was the first of firsts. I saw a turkey vulture here. Yeah, a turkey vulture. Very, very large, very, very super rare, I found out for this area to have. But it was a huge, raptor type of an animal with bird. And I'm looking, say, wow, that's interesting. I said, is that the red-tailed hawk? Because it doesn't look like the ravens that I see all the time. And as I looked closer, I started watching, and I'm thinking, wait a second. That bird isn't gosh darn flapping its wings at all. It's just soaring. and hitting the currents and the winds and just soaring. And I'm going, that doesn't look, and I looked closely as it flew right by the house, 20 feet off the balcony. I said, it's got a red scalp. It's got a red head. And I looked again, as it came by, I said, it doesn't even look like a gosh darn eagle or a hawk, and it doesn't look like a gosh darn raven. And its bill was like longer and its neck. I was like, oh my God. So I looked it up, and sure enough, it was a turkey vulture. I said, that's a first. So I haven't read your comments. Spirit Talker app on phone. No, I don't have any of those things. Sorry, PJ. I saw your camera, Jackie. I'm sorry. COVID is a pure evil. Yes, it is. Long-term COVID is going to be proven to be even more evil because they don't know what the long-term effects are yet. It was, like I said, it was a turkey vulture. Very, very big animal, too. I mean, it was just amazing. No, it was beautiful. It was just amazing to watch it. Well, Dana, we're down in the third level in the theater room, and we're seeing if the spirits want to be more interactive down here. Yeah, it was massive, Jackie. I was like, wow. I said, is that a California condor? Because I could tell immediately that when I saw its head, I said, that is not the red-tailed hawk. That is not the gosh darn, whatchamacallit, the ravens. And when he flew, he landed on the street. I was thinking, I'm going to go down there and take a look. He's on the street, and cars are driving by as he was on the side of the road eating something. So I was thinking, yeah, I just didn't go down and take a look. Of course, Sonny, that's exactly it. No, turkey vulture. It's a vulture. Brooks, I can't bother them with that question. Hello, Deborah. How are you? Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to knock you guys over. Fine, I'll put these right here in front of me. Oh, God. These things, these crazy devices, huh? Owls usually don't get squirrels because squirrels don't come out at night, and owls predominantly eat exclusively at night. They're not hunting in the day. That's why you very seldomly see owls during the daytime. They're usually night hunters. Oh, I'm sure it is. We have them up here in the hills. Sometimes it's so loud I have to close the windows because at night I can hear them going, hoo, 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 going, oh, shut the up. It's late. People trying to sleep. Hoo, 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 hoo. I'm trying to sleep, you son of a bitch. What's with you? You got nothing better to do? You sleep during the day and I sleep at night. This is not compatible. Got that? Find another place to go hunting. Usually get mice, field mice, and skunks sometimes. That's when the owls are out getting that. What does it say? Drop down in front of me. An intersection downtown Atlanta. To eat something squashed in the road. Oh, that would be terrible. God, wheeze. Probably got hit by a car, I'm sure. Hey, Chicken Joe, how are you? Nice to see you. Good day, mate. For you, what is it? It's got to be about 17. So it's about one. It's like 1:40 in the afternoon for you. It's 2:40 in the afternoon for you tomorrow, on on 9/11. Oh yeah, we should all take it and bow our heads about tomorrow being what it is. The 24th anniversary of that terrible attack. Thanks, Deborah. I look forward to hearing your feedback on it. Shannon, it's okay. Life goes on, and it doesn't matter. It's not like you can't review and watch this stuff on a replay. That's the benefit of it. I haven't been erasing the the live videos, so they're always there for you to watch. Yeah, we don't have anything like that down here. Dana, stop it. Hi, Shannon. Chicken Joe, I can't disagree with you. No arguments there. I think that it's a fallacy. What some things we wished for turned out to be not as much as we thought, because we thought that somehow we were going to create something that was going to be more intelligent than we are, and that's not the case. It might do it faster than we do it and process the information quicker, but let's be honest, it's not any smarter than human beings because it can't be. That's the fallacy of what it is. It is not any different than a human being. The smartest of the smartest of the smartest human beings are as smart as that which is it is. And it's not even, it's just expeditious and quicker. Doesn't mean it's any better. Just means it's faster, which is not always better. Well, I'm glad to see that, Shannon. Well, I see what you're saying, Shannon. No, I understand that. I know. The group, it's an opportunity to be social. I like giving David shit. Dana, you're not a goofball. You just stop. You are goofy, but you are not a goofball. It's a little different. You can be goofy. A goofball is 100% all the time. You're not. See? Understand that? I have a few. They're not all that cracked up to me. Pad, what do you had a few what? You had a few, you didn't have owls as pets, burrowing owls. That's tough. I mean, I'm all for people having pets, but when you talk about an animal that eats a mouse every day, at least one mouse a day, and you have to go, I get, the same thing with people who have snakes. You have to sit there and I've seen my friends who've had snakes. The bigger the snake, the larger the feed. And yes, as my friend was, he goes, oh, it's like it's like one rat a week. And it's like, oh, God. He goes, yeah, the freezer. Go do me a favor, grab the bag of rats. It's like, because, yeah, well, there's the going, what the? And he had his cyber freezer, and it was just, it just got to me. That's the one thing about having a predatory species as a pet. It's like you have to feel, oh, God. And so one friend goes, yeah, he doesn't like dead animals. Well, he goes, yeah, we have to give him life. We have to give him feeder mice. I'm like, no. I don't even want to think. I'm getting visions of what my friends had to do and say, yeah, he might not be hungry right now. Oh, it's too much. It is too. What, no. What did you guys? Love wives. Bag of rats. Yeah, frozen rats. And they're all white because they're all laboratory rats. So, yeah, it's yeah, cats. Exactly. Cats. I have cats and dogs. Get them, rats are us. Shut up, Mike. That's terrible. You're terrible, Mike. Mike, how's retirement treating you these days? That's okay, Shannon. I'm not, I haven't been having the greatest time of a great sleep of late, anyways. So, um, no, just hearing that the only way to get the TV or the docuseries about the house out there is to get a huge social media swell and get the groundwork for that. And look, this year, I will be honest with you, I am working feverishly hard already because it's the first week of September. It's October next month, and I really want to make this happen and get this show sold. So give me that shirt. Dana, your idea, we should never forget the victims of that terrible. That's right. We shouldn't. Never, ever, ever. Oh my God, Pat. A tarantula's a pet. I've seen a wild tarantula here in front of the house a few years ago, and I was like, wasn't as furry as the ones I've seen, but was definitely Had some big ass fangs on it that I saw because he put his front legs up when he was with the fence. And I said, "Put your goddamn legs down." And then I saw his fangs, and they were probably about a good quarter of an inch long each, if not a little bit longer than that. And I was like, "Whoa!" I said, "Those are some chompers you got there." I said, "I am not going to hurt you." I said, "Stay there. I'm just cleaning up around the area." I said, "I didn't mean to disturb your hiding spot." And I said, "I'm here." And then he put his legs in and he just relaxed. I said, "Yeah, go do your thing." I said, "I'm not going to hurt you." I said, "I have no interest." Because why? What? It's a spider. Yeah. Well, some people came back as spiders, and some people came back as snakes. Some people came back as llamas. Does that make them bad? No. That's he has to live. He has to eat. He does his thing. Hey, Sarah, how are you? You're not living in an apartment, as you don't know the pets other people have in their apartment. They could have snakes. This is true. Very true, Sarah. It's very true. Well, we came downstairs. Because the first 40 minutes of the show, we were upstairs, and then the frickin' service went completely piss. It went just cut. And that's now the fourth time in the last two lives, because the last live was on Saturday night, if you remember. And again, I was down here doing the show, and then all of a sudden, blank screen, and it just says problems with the connection. I'm going, is anybody else in the room having connection problems? And I'm going, no, our connection's fine. So then how come I'm having service problems? And it went 3 times that night. We had to restart. So Dana, you're not very funny with that one. Hey, Charles, how are you? I can't believe you said that, Dana. That's terrible. That is really terrible. So I once had 13 rabbits. I bet you had a hell of a lot more than 13 unless you started eating them. Knowing you, you probably ate them. Those suckers can hop a long way. Depends what kind of rabbits. I mean, I had a jackrabbit when I was a kid named Bamboo, and he was very quick and very fast. And in the house, he ate every gosh darn leg of every gosh darn piece of furniture in my parents' house. And my mom goes, "Damn it, the goddamn rabbit ate chewed through the gosh darn leg of the crescenda." It's like, oh God, no, David, the gosh darn chairs, leg of the chair has gotten chewed up. Bamboo did it again. So no, that's okay. Sarah, no apologies. It's okay. It's early where you are. The service issues didn't make any sense. Let's talk to the ghosts. If they don't want to talk to us, there's nothing we can do. Yeah, wolf spiders are very, they have to do what they have to do to survive. Those suckers can hop far away. I don't. I used to kill spiders and this and that. Now I just get them in a cup if they're in the house, and I put them outside because that's fine. Wait, what? LOL. I was a kid when they were little. I didn't keep them. That's a horrible. Keep them long. That's not horrible. I'm from Kentucky. I lived on farms. Doesn't mean you had to gosh darn raise rabbits to eat them. That's different. Living on farms usually is goats, chickens, pigs, cows, horses. I don't see rabbits on a farm. I mean, yeah, I guess you could, but I don't eat the rabbits. Fun. I didn't eat. Oh, but somebody else did, huh, Dana? Rabbit stew. Yes, we had rabbit stew. I'm busy this weekend. You're going to Comic-Con? Well, good for you. I was little. Yes, you. That was that must have been some time ago, like 10 years ago. There's Dana. I do too, David. I put them out in the rose garden out back. Yeah, it's just because they do good. It's just you don't want them in the house. I just realized that they serve a purpose and they kill the other insects. I just didn't want them around me trying to bite me or things like that. Oh, it sounds like fun, Shannon. Yeah, no shit. They have massive spiders. They have something called the bird hunter spider. It's over a foot, a fucking cross from one point to the other point. I've seen the spiders in Australia. My father used to go to Australia when I was a kid. He never mentioned anything about the snakes that could kill you or the spiders that could kill you or the great white sharks either. But yes, you could definitely get some damage done. I hope, Weez, it wasn't your pet that you ended up eating, because it sounds like it was. They serve a lot of stuff in the UK. They also serve fox as well, if I'm not mistaken, and mutton. The crowds are too much. It is what it is. The Comic Con. I don't do big ass spiders. Well, we don't have them here, thank God. I don't know, Charles. I can't tell you that. The huntsman spider is another big spider. Again, they make the gosh darn tarantula look like a piddly, like a teeny tiny little creature. Evie, you're in Australia. You're as close as we can get to getting a source that could tell us about the wonderful large arachnids of Australia. Yours is in Arkansas. Yeah, they just had the Comic Con here. People sometimes keep huntsman spiders. Who are those people that keep huntsman spiders as pets? They're freaking enormous and they're so fast. I've seen them move. I'm like, that thing is flying across the floor. You've got to be kidding me. To see the camel spider, I've seen them as well. They're just unbelievable. Unbelievable to see the size of that creature. It reminded me of the alien from Aliens. Oh God. Yeah, those camel spiders are obviously just too much to believe that they're real, but yeah, they're quite real. Go figure. What do they have to do? Go take down an elephant and have that for its meal? They're so freaking big. One hump or two. I saw a camel. No, very funny, Mike. Very funny. Redbacks? I haven't heard of redbacks. You're kidding there, Shannon. You must mean you're in the sand, in the dunes, when you run over it, because it's the only way it could stay alive. Because if you run over it on the paved surface, it would splatter. Weasel, you're killing me. Hog of wolf spiders are big. Yeah, I can't imagine, Mark. Oh, you're kidding me, Pad. I know what you're talking about, where the spider fell down onto the pillow. Oh, God almighty. No, I agree with you, Sarah. Except you got to remember, you're not, and I'm not, and human beings are not on the list of prey items for spiders. There's just no way. If they do attack, it's only because they're very much being. Um, really, oh my God, Shannon, that's crazy. Oh God, Evie, that's crazy. Yeah, they were in Hawaii on vacation, and the tarantula ended up in the bag, and then ended up on their bed. Oh my God, Pad. Obviously, it wasn't thinking of you as prey, and it wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to bite him and expend my limited resources of my poison on him. He's not big enough. He's not big enough. He's too big. Yes, Pad. The spider looked at you and said, nah, he's not big enough to waste any poison on. It won't do any good anyways. I want him dead and I want to eat him up for my own self. Yeah, I could just see that. I'm sorry, that's just funny. That was a funny episode. Yeah, with the Tiki and Vincent Price. Yes, I remember that. Oh no. I sleep when I open now. Pad, you crack me up. And I got news for you. How do you sleep if you have one eye open? Because that means you're conscious of like this. I can't imagine. Why don't you just sleep under a gosh darn mosquito net? Your father had a red belly piranha. I've had friends that had red belly piranhas. They got to be, and one of them had it was like this big, and I was like, why? Because he drops this goldfish in, came up from behind, bit him, and right behind the gills, and the head flopped off and was floating on the surface. So I was like, oh my god. Yeah, the belly's awfully quiet, Wheeze. It's just one of those days. Wolf spiders eat brown recluse spiders. Well, that's nice, but the wolf spiders is huge, and the brown recluse is another. Not a, not an animal I want to think. Hello, Nicole. Hello to you and your son, Nicole. I used to freak out. Now, I used to freak. Yeah, I'm sure that your ex-wife would be freaked out by that. Yes, no doubt. If I'm freaked out, why wouldn't she be, right? So, is anything? I'm just curious. Over this shoulder, yeah, over this shoulder. Is there anything happening in there that you guys are seeing? I'm just curious. An hour and 11 minutes. God, time is just flying. The fuck time is it? Holy crap! It's almost 10 o'clock. Jesus, I started at 8 o'clock. Yeah, no, Mike, I understand. Mike, any luck with any of your friends wanting to come down to do a little ghosty hunting here anytime? I know you're retired, etc., etc. I was just inquiring because it's been a while since I've seen you and spoken to you. Really, the quick shadow. All right. Wow, that's crazy, Sonny. Really, Evie? All right. Oh, Sarah, just forget about them. They're not in to bother you. Really? That's an idea, Mark. I could do that. Sure, why not? You'll be there eventually. I don't know if I will, though, Mike. That's the difference. I don't know if I will. 3-inch flying roaches? Oh, you suppose those weren't cicadas? They look like roaches, but they're not. I was watering my plants earlier. I noticed two jet-sized roaches in the carport. Oh, you're kidding me, Jackie. You're kidding me. That's terrible. Really? They're that bad down there in the Palm Desert area? Wow. I didn't know that. Look, when I lived in Beverly Hills in my apartment, I go down to the downstairs to the kitchen in the middle of the night, and I swear to God, on the outside of the house, there would be about 1,000 freaking cockroaches scurrying. As soon as I turn the lights on, they'd like bug out, and I go, "Holy shit!" I said, "I don't believe this." And to take garbage out in the middle of the night, you just see the scurrying around, going, "Oh my God!" And crunch, crunch, crunch as you're walking across the street, the alleyway to the garbage cans. It was crazy. That's terrible, Deborah. Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that. Palmetto bugs. Love bugs? No, I'm not a love bug. I don't love bugs. I just have some respect for them. I were a woman that kept getting bitten over and over by a recluse. Couldn't figure out where it was coming from. They finally found a nest hatching behind the head of her bed. Oh, fuck, wheeze. Oh God, that is absolutely positively horrific. A nest of brown recluse behind her freaking bed. That's crazy. Let me put this back there. I'll even put it on a chair so we can see it. Oh God, my ass on this chair sucks. Oh God. All right, put this here. Hi, spirits. I know I don't have to say hello because you can read minds, but I'm saying hello just to let you know I'm here. All right, fine. He goes, you've been down there for 45 minutes. Now you're saying hello. Boy, you an idiot. All right, stop. Shut up. Thank you. Can you guys see that? You can see that all right. These chairs suck. No offense to them, but they really suck. Wait a stupid second. There's only two? Wait a second. That's not right. But there's one. What's the other though? One. Is it three out there? Oh, that is straight out of crazy. Yeah, there is three. That's all right. All right. I'm looking to sit down in a nice, comfortable chair. The last chair that I'm sitting on, that one there, is a little bit uncomfortable, to put it bluntly. All right, so I'll put it here. So put it here so you guys can see there. All right, fine. I'll put it there so you guys can see there. There. Now I'm off to the side, but at least you can see. Really, Pad? Not interested in that. You really, Mike? That's crazy. Burn the bed. Yeah, the crickets are out tonight. Say a fancy name for a creepy insect. Hey, you guys are good tonight. The caution was 3 inches, and I was staying at vacation home. They're very wow, Sonny, that's crazy. 3-inch long cockroaches. I couldn't stand them that were 1 inch long. I can't imagine what a 3-inch one would have been like. Wow. Hey, Chad. Chad, shut up with the Uncle David shit. I ain't your uncle. Love the ladybugs. Love the ladybugs. Yeah, well, ladybugs aren't bad. They eat aphids, so they're good. Palmetto bugs are gross. They keep the state of Florida afloat. I'm just reading what Weez said. That's funny, Weez. Very funny. Mites all over Texas, but the roaches are the size. But the roaches ate them all? Oh my God, that's a terrible joke. Oh, Pad, you're killing me with this. I can't be a spirit uncle. I'm not dead. Remember that, Chad. Something has to happen. Good morning, good day. Hello, Calamity. Long time no see. Chad's in the house. Yes, Chad's in the house. He better be good. I don't have any jokes. I don't remember old jokes. Well, look, have I been for 2 freaking I've been on for over 2 hours on 2 different videos because the first one ended after 45 minutes by the spirits. No sweat, Calamity. No, it's just saying it's been a long time. That's all. Yeah, Sunny, exactly. Saturday, the bell was going crazy. Here I am by myself, and the bell's not doing anything. Mantises are definitely useful. Yeah, I like the mantises. They're cool to see praying mantises. Yeah, the fart detector's not going off at all, Chad. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And the bell. I mean, sorry. I was saying the cat toy isn't lighting up much either, so. Nope, the bell has not gone off at all tonight. Chad, what does flagellants have to do with the bell going off? Yeah, that was back from those people that we heard from Scared and Impaired. We kept on ringing the bell. Did you just see that? That turned off and it just went on by itself. I'm not even touching the table. I'm so far removed from this table. It's not funny. Wow, the daters. I saw a video of that. I know the bell is turned off. And again, I'm not touching this. And as I said, it's turned off and it just started going off on its own. This is the old blue ball that I've had for several months. So it's just the battery's starting to finally go out. I don't know, Calamity. I have no idea. I'm just looking at the ball, thinking it's not turning on now. Well, whatever. The spirits have a decent audience. The cat toy went off. I'm like, yeah, the cat toy, and now it's not going off at all. So, yes, you have gators in Puerto Rico, of course. But they have them in Florida. Look, if they have them in Florida, they have them in whatchamacallit. There's not that they have Cuba's got alligators, don't forget. Yeah. Thanks, Shannon. I don't think you have to worry about being polite. You're always good. Cuba has it all. Look it up, Chad. You'd be surprised. They have them. They do matriculate. They do sometimes go across. They also have crocodiles. They're salties, but that's in South America. They have more of that. Any event, I've been on for an hour and 20 freaking minutes on this feed alone. Oh boy, boy, boy. And it's 10:08. All right. Yeah, I think there's a bunch of spirits here. I don't think that there's active when I'm by myself for the simple reason they don't want me tripping balls and getting scared to death. But yeah, I think that there's a relative amount of spirits that are here that remember, as I said before, the house has got a revolving door at the front. So spirits are constantly coming in and coming out, but there's nobody keeping a check and keeping tabs on who all is coming in and coming out. It's not like there's a registry and they all sign in when they come in. Literally a hostage my head. Wow, Pat, that's crazy. Well, I'm glad you caught it as well. And yes, Chad, I'm famished. Are you kidding? I had a gosh darn Santa Fe chicken salad from Costco that I got. And God, I'm hungry. No, we're not, Anton. Anton, why don't you grab a bunch of your friends and come on out Saturday night and do a ghost investigation here, okay? I got Saturday night open. Friday night I'm booked and Sunday night I'm booked, but Well, I'm sorry for him. Anton's, what type of soup is in that nickname? Yeah, I'm going to eat after this, of course. The doctor's okay. I spoke to him a couple days ago. He still hasn't figured out his banking situation, but there's only so much I can do. I've got my own son of a bitch. I got my own things I'm trying to figure out as well, so there's not much I can do. No, they don't clock in and clock out. Very funny, Pat, but it's true. Chad, she's married or something like that, so. Happy birthday, Anton, on Monday. Dr. Taft has a problem where his bank account was breached so many times that one of the banks said they couldn't do anymore. His social security check hasn't been deposited. He didn't have money. That's why we were asking for the donations the past couple of times. But somebody from Texas made a whole big stink. Like, how can you, Beverly Hills of all people, need money and ask for donations? And I was like, I had to explain myself. It's like, something, I can't just do that and have to hear the crap from people about something else I was doing. So I took it off. Berry breach. Yeah. That's a good question, Deborah. I'd say probably me. Puerto Ricans. Oh no. Yeah, it's been terrible. Well, happy PJ, you and Anton Soup have the same birthday. Didn't get hacked by a spirit. What do they call it again? Identity theft is what happened to him. No, Barry lives in Palm Springs, in Palm Desert. Demons stealing out of Barry's stash. Yeah, it is pretty. It sucks for Taft, and it's TAFF, by the way, not Taft. Do you ever chill in the earth alone? No, I used to. It. I have, but I don't. I have, but I don't. Let's just leave it at that. I don't. I go down there when I'm in deep in conflict. Oh, excuse me, with the spirits. Like I said, somebody woke me up at 6 a.m. and called the house. So, do I know Michelle Belanger? No, I do not know Michelle Belanger. She's a psychic. Well, that's good for her. I don't know her. No. Well, to reach out to would be me, Deborah. I don't know who else to reach out to. Calamity. I don't invite people I don't know that don't have a personal connection to me just to run to the house. That's generally, especially with psychics. I just, she's legit. She's many shows, etc. Chad, Deborah needs a spanking. To me, what it says, maybe you could get a contract. How would I get it? How would she? I'm not following you. Calamity and Jane, I'm trying to figure that one out. How would she get me a contract, or how would I get a contract? What do you mean? That she knows she's like a producer? What? No, you're not rambling. Is she she's a psychic, so she's what we call in the industry talent. I need somebody that's a producer or somebody that's ahead of one of the networks or something like. There it is again. It's going off. A lot of people want to do their show at the house. That doesn't help me. That helps them using me for their platform, for their own excuse, for their own for their own endeavor. It doesn't really help me at all. Talent, Talenteroni? What's climate? I didn't understand that. A legit psychic medium is Sean Austin. He knows. He's known for this show, 28 Days Haunted. All of these people, I have no idea who they are, honestly. I don't know who these people are. Yeah, so would I. Wish the bell would ring. Michelle's legit. Do not spite her. Nobody's spiting anybody, but you don't seem to realize that they want to come here to shoot their show at my house is their show using my house. I've been that and done that 10 times already. I don't want to do that anymore. That's great for them. I'm not here to make them money and make them a success and make their episode a big haunted success. Does nothing for me. I've done that 10 times over. I really don't, feel like the need to do that. I don't know. I do not know Mr. Beast. No. He has a YouTube. I don't even know who these people are. King of YouTube, don't know who he is. Chad. Yeah, Lenny, what's going on? Shay Maroney. Who's Shay Maroney? Yeah, the bell is on. He's just famous. I needed that laugh tonight. That was a good one. Thank you, Calamity. And this just went off. Matt Frazier, he's a psychic medium. The Bellaroni is the one-aroni. Oh, funny, Chad. Do you have a link for the documentary you're advertising? No, I don't have a link for the documentary. I think changes curve. Very funny, Lenny. You had we couldn't go a freaking live stream without the mentioning of that man, huh? No, I'm not doing that, Chad. Stop it. I'm not doing that. Feldman, oh, look, Jane says Feldman. Oh God, too funny. Yeah, well, Lenny, that was a classic. That was a good one. Yeah, Pat, I say the same thing. Not a psychic. I'm a psychic medium. I'm a psychic large. Very funny. He can't. I don't care. I don't want to digress this conversation into talking about Corey. All right, I have to ask you guys because you guys probably could see this more than I can, and I probably wouldn't be, paying attention. Has this, this has that been lighting up at all? I'm looking at the goddamn camera. It's auto-focusing around itself again. It's coming in and focusing in and out. That's crazy. Will you stop it, Chad? All right, I just want to make sure it's just auto-focusing. All right. Looks like it's a Walker Pro. Very funny there, Jane. No, I just thought that the light was possibly going off. It makes sounds, but sometimes it'll light up and then make sounds. Yeah, very much, Mike. But again, I'm by myself, so. Well, the lights were going on and off when we got in here earlier, but again, I haven't touched the light switch. There's nobody here but me, and that was crazy. And it stopped. Well, at least it stopped for the most part. Never, ever, 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 ever test your will with the spirits. They might say, lights on, lights off, lights on, lights on, lights off, lights off, lights on, lights off. I was like, okay, great. I think the sooner invite Lindsay than Corey. I don't. No. Chad, shut up. Go to the purple flamingo if that's what you're into. I'm not. Lindsay's making a comeback. She is not making anything. They brought her back for Freakier Friday. I didn't even hear what the numbers on the movie's release were. The blue light. No, that's not anything. No, the blue light doesn't mean anything. That's just the temperature gauge. She is a mope. No comment, Jackie. I'm not going to go mention it. Nurple Flamingo Fest. Yes, Calamity. That REM pod's not going off. It's I don't want to say this without making people laugh, but it's dead here. Yeah, I heard Charlie Sheen's going to be over at Brentano's, one of the bookstores, in a couple of days, and signing copies of his book. And I have a friend that knows him. I wonder if he's going to be there. Well, he says he's going to show up and go there. What are you going to get? 4? Great Scott. How many? 4 sets. I have 4 sets of dowsing rods. God knows why. I didn't buy any of them. Stand for the national anthem. You should make people stand for the national anthem before they investigate my house. Very funny, Chad. The entire Lohan family is. All right. Sheen is kind of hot. Was kind of hot. What's Jackie, Chad? That's the gosh darn thermometer, temperature gauge on it. So it constantly is going red, blue, whatever, and it doesn't. Oh, Jackie Chan, very funny. So I was thinking of possibly stopping by there and talking, getting a copy of the book, getting it signed, and saying, by the way, so I'm friends with a good friend. If we have a mutual friend, I'd like to talk to you about an opportunity for you to be a host of a doc series. Because since my friend is a flake and can't seem to pull the trigger on calling and getting in touch with Charlie, I might just go there and wait to the very end. Said, Charlie, so wait till the end and wait till all the people have gone and said, I'd like to talk to you. I said, and tell him the story. I said, look, James White Scott's a mutual friend of ours. He's a good friend. And, I mentioned to Wyatt a few times, actually, Charlie gave Wyatt his nickname, Wyatt. So it was like, I think I might. Yeah, because if I talk to Charlie, he might say, this is nice. I said, look, Charlie, it's an easy intro for you. It's easy money. It's 3 days to shoot out. You're going to read cue cards. You won't have to memorize shit. It'll just be you being you talking as a host of a show. It'll open up doors and opportunities for you possibly and reinvigorate your career in a whole new way. So not the beer show, the docu-series. No. Yes, exactly, Pad. They use them for water. It works best for that. Chad, what is this Jackie come over stuff? I'm too tired. Jesus Christ, will you stop? This isn't a gosh darn. What is it called again? This isn't a dating app, Stop it. Mojo energy, that kind of energy, Jane. No, my father used the dowsing rods in Texas on some piece of property he had years ago, and he said he used the dowsing rods with the stick, and it actually worked. And it was a Y-shaped stick. I'm a taken woman, child. Oh my God, Jackie. Mojo Dojo, Calamity Jane says. I don't know what the hell that means. In any event, my God, this is an hour and 37 minutes. I blink my eye and the freaking gosh darn clock jumps up another 20 minutes in front of my eyes. I can't believe. Jackie, are you. Calamity, what in the fuck? Jesus Christ. I'm a taken woman too, Jackie. Chad. Jackie's. Chad. Oh my God. Chad, you're becoming like, what's his face? Why, that's what's. Look, no, that's not what the fuck chat is for. Chat is not supposed to be a goddamn hookup line at the Oman house. So, Shannon, no, you're wrong. That's not the case. And what Chad is doing is just like what's his face does. What's his name again? I forgot his fucking name. Less. Less is less, whatever, less sugar. Let's be serious. He's as bad as that. I didn't say it was an insult. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Because Jackie isn't, is why. It's not an insult, but she's not. Look, if somebody says they're not comfortable with something, then on my watch, then they're not comfortable with it. Have a little moniker of respect. Nobody say anything about not cool or an insult. Jesus Christ, I'm not going to get into what I have. I have many things, and it's none of your fucking business. What's it to you? You a cop? Shut the fuck up. Hear what you say. Listen to you, idiots. No hooking up, David. Time going fast. No, 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 no. Shannon, there, with what she said, and the other, no, that was trying to hook up. And Jackie appreciates that. No shit, because I would appreciate it if something would say something that's out of line and call him out on it. God. Whose bones are weak, Jane? Oh, Charlie, I don't even want to talk about it. There's uh, Charlie, she's talking about. Yeah, well, that's also because nobody remembers that Charlie has that as well. So no, I don't drink milk, Chad. Not in, forever. No, okay, Shannon. No, I don't. I don't. How to say this? It's an extension of me because when I have people come over and people meet and stuff, that sometimes does happen at my parties. That people end up meeting and getting together. I'm like going, and people have made lots of friendships have been developed from people that have met here at the house that would have otherwise have never have met in a million years. So that's another thing that's unique about the house and the space. Chad, are you stoned? Seriously, are you stoned? I can't believe what I just read. I think people have to understand the reason why I just posed the question if Chad was stoned, because people in review and watching this won't get this. Chad just said, you ever put a straw in the fish tank and take a gulp? Are you stoned or is it stupid? Which one, Chad? I'd like to know. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that I'm not the only one that came up with that. Same as Shannon. Shannon's on those Charlie Sheen drugs. I know, Jackie. I know. But the networks wouldn't have gone for it because they don't want somebody that's in the horror genre. They want somebody that's more mainstream to get more people. Fish water is supposed to be good for your gut. Chad, where the fuck? Where did you come up with that crock of crap? Ah, Chad, stone down, stupid. All right, well, that answers all of our questions. Then do me a favor and refrain from commenting or thinking twice, three times before you post a comment. I don't know, Sonny. When people have parties at their house, I don't say, "How's the party going?" They're parties. That's all they are. They're not that big of an my visitations. My visitors are not that many from experience. Oh my God, Chad. No, I don't drink the fish tank water ever. Oh my God. Yeah, Candyman, Shannon. The neighbors, no, my neighbors don't complain about me having parties once in a while. No, that's what happens at their house too. I don't complain either. Um, no one knows their neighbors in Beverly Hills. First of all, that's a crock. That is absolutely true. Not 123 Blort. Chad, what the fuck does 123 Blort mean? Hello, Maurice. Nice to see you. No, I do not take my cats for walks. What are you, psychotic? Do you take, I can't even think of an analogy for this. Jesus Christ. That's like taking your fish swimming in a lake with piranhas. No, because there's lots of predators out here between the hawks and the coyotes, the bobcats, that would attack them if I was to take my cats on walks up here. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate you for saying that. Why do you want me to turn the black light on the room behind me? I'm editing Parrot on the to the bone. No, Jack. No, Chad. You're not. I was going to say Jack, but no. I wouldn't say everybody, but in my case, I've always been neighbors with friends with my neighbors who got to know them because it's probably safer that way, that you're each looking over each other's shoulder to see if anything happens. Yeah, Jackie, my cats have always been indoor cats for the 30 some odd years I've had cats. I've seen that, Chris, but no. And I've had Bengal cats, and no. None of my Bengal cats like the idea of a harness. No, I haven't ever seen any parties at Dr. Phil's ever, to be honest with you. Okay, Space Cowboy. Yeah, coyotes will attack any time of the day. They're out all the time. They're always looking for food. They're poor hungry sons of guns. Gangsters of love. Gangster of love. What? You ever find cats live food? No, I do not, Chad. You can put your cat in a baby. I don't have a baby stroller to begin with, so I'm not going to buy one to put my cats in a baby stroller to get them outside. Not to mention, you can get fleas and ticks when you take them outside. In this area, they're all around. Oh, yeah. Hawks will swoop down and take your dachshund. Absolutely. They'll attack, sure. It's a prey item for them. Yes, Shannon, it sure as hell does. Because we all have ring telephones on, well, I have the cameras, but most of the neighbors have ring telephones, so they all keep an eye on that. Yeah, that's an original Beatles use. It's like 40 years old, whatever it was. I got it years ago when I was a kid. Yes, I've had a tick. Oh, fuck. A few times. Boy, do I hate them with a fucking passion. Yeah, they will. They'll attack a wiener dog and then they'll kill it and they'll try to, depends. You got to remember, not all dachshunds weigh 10 pounds. Some of them weigh much less than that. I mean, these comments, you guys are so ripper funny. It's not even funny. It's how funny you guys write, the things you write. If your name's a jerk, then you didn't see stuff. Exactly. Poodles rock, team poodle. Rhodesian Ridgebacks rock, okay? They're the only dog that's more snooty than the gosh darn snootiest of poodles. Poo noodles, very funny. Poodles are the archangels of dogs. Oh, God. They're smart, but they're over coddled. Why would I take a leak in my cat's litter box, Chad? All right, Chad, you killed me with that one. I'm gonna tidy up this evening and close out. I can't deal with comments like that. That's just, oh, God. They're cute like babies. Yeah, okay. When I'm lazy, Chad, stop it. That's being rude. It's not being lazy. I sent sent that I sent that the park hawk lifted a Yorkie. Yeah, that could probably happen. A Yorkie's too way small. Really? Sonny, where the hell was that? A standard poodle usually can fight, a coyote in a heartbeat. Yeah, I was going to say the standard poodles were bred to be hunting dogs originally. They're waterfowl dogs. They go into the water and swim very well. Standard poodle was attacked in the middle of the day in the yard. Geez, the standard poodles are not exactly small dogs. That thing should have torn the goddamn thing up. They walk like they're royalty. That's one thing, but they have to have self-preservation in their head. Les can't be Chad. Chad's different. Poodle meat probably tastes good. Oh my God, Calamity, would you not say things like that? Chad, sometimes I laugh at you because you make funny comments. Other times I browbeat the shit out of you because you make stupid comments. Is there something that you're missing between cause and effect? You cause and you get an effect. You cause and you get an effect. Got that? Oh my God. Usually one coyote will attack and the other ones will come up from the sides and try to get to it. All right, Chad. Chad. Talking shit about different breeds of dog and how they taste is something I don't fucking condone and I don't tolerate. Now I'm leaving and closing up shop, but you're pissing me off with those comments and probably everybody else. You never know, Wheeze. You got a point there. Put that coyote with a ridgeback. There won't be any coyotes left. They'll all be dead. The ridgeback will tear them to shreds. Frank Zappa. Jesus Christ. Chad, what the heck? What? We're not talking about goddamn fucking, he took way too many edibles. There's no joke. You want to go to Vietnam and talk about what fucking breed of dog tastes better? Be my guest. You'll be right at home. You swear? No, Chad, I swear. No fucking funny in that. Good night, Deborah. I'm getting out of here anyways. I don't like talk about dogs and what tastes better. My God. No, that's not exactly what the word whoring it around applies to there, Jane. That's not whoring it around. It's just being despicable, disgusting, and just generally distasteful. Chad, what have you said about poodle and Labrador taste better? I'm only repeating exactly that you said. You see, my mind works as a steel trap. When people make statements, I hold them to those statements 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes after they make those statements because I remember. Well, we have fun in Montana. Anthony Bourdain is dead. So you're talking about a guy that's dead that ate cobra, snake heart, and other parts in Vietnam. I don't give a fuck. Man's dead. That says more than enough. Oh, you shut up. God. You guys are terrible. A cobra bite is considered an aphrodisiac, Pad. You die from it, though, okay? Chad, shut up. Don't be an ass. You're too much. What was the Zappa song? Cobra bile? Oh, God. Cobra bile. Oh. Who gives a shit? You know something? Bullshit, it's an aphrodisiac, okay? Just like the idea that rhino horn ground up and tiger dick ground up is going to be the greatest aphrodisiac on the planet, says the Chinese medicine scholars. It doesn't. That's why the frickin' white rhino has been decimated in the wild. That's why tigers are being killed, so they can get their gosh darn horn and turn that into a gosh darn potion that doesn't do shit. So much for that whole show mogo, drivel bullshit of gosh darn horseshit medicine theories. And there's a lot more than that, including what they do to gosh darn sun bears in Cambodia. They're taking the bile, they harvest their bile. I mean, it's like for this medicine. Let me tell you, your medicine is horseshit. It has no value in reality, and it doesn't save lives, and it doesn't make your dick harder, and it doesn't become an aphrodisiac because it gives you tiger's fucking intestines or blood or dick in your fucking food. It's bullshit. This is such donkey shit, neuropathic dog shit storytelling. That's just myth making. Yeah, we're going to grind up the rhino's horn, and then you're going to drink the powder, and that's going to give you an aphrodisiac. It's like, it doesn't work. It's gelatin. It's the same shit that your fucking nails are made out of, except many, many, many layers is what that gosh darn collagen is, what the gosh darn rhino horn is made of. It's so stupid. It's ridiculous. They call the dick of a tiger horn. That's why you can read about tiger horn. Chad, how would you know? I looked up in the dictionary, it said small dick, and it had your picture and your name there. In the world. That's pretty scary to be talking about a tiger when you're no bigger than you're smaller than a tiger. Doesn't say very much. Moving to Montana, gonna be dental floss tycoon. Oh, I got it there. Thanks. It is criminal. Bile denial. The idea that somehow, some way, eating a predatory animal like a lion, like a tiger, or a part of him is going to give you some extra supernatural powers is beyond pathetic. It's inane. It's stupid. The same for gosh, for the rhinoceros horn. Another stupid, fucking idiotic commentary of mankind. Lost in space isn't the word. Stupidity in America, in the world, is what that is. Grinding up, gosh darn, rhinoceros horn. And how is that supposed to translate into an erection for a human being? Oh, that's right. Viagra and all the other things that are medically proven to work, that's not good enough. We have to take rhinoceros horn and grind it up into a powder. That's why the rhinoceroses in Africa are being decimated. It's ridiculous. You're hung like a cobra? Yeah, a baby cobra. You want to see a baby cobra? Here's your baby cobra. There's your baby cobra. Yeah, hey, baby cobra. And the baby cobra is only about that big. Ooh, big, big cobra. Night, Mike. Take care. No, it doesn't work. It's a myth. It's a fallacy. It's a joke. It's a stupid, expensive, overpriced myth. A sexual myth of bullshit. No, I looked up in the dictionary or the encyclopedia. I looked it up on Google, and there was your face and your name, Chad. It's kind of funny, though. I know you like to project, but when a tiger's dick is bigger than your own, I wouldn't be going slamming the tiger's dick. Probably not a good idea. Thank you, Pat. It is just quackery. Do you ever have to deal with one? Of course you have to deal with rattlesnakes. Haven't seen any this summer, but a few summers ago in the middle of the night, I saw one. I thought it was a stick in the middle of the street, so I pulled over. It was just, I saw this long object. And I said, oh, shit, somebody's going to hit that, drive over that, and that stick's going to break and go smack up into their underneath the car in some way and damage it. So I pulled it over, and I said, I'm going to move the stick. And when I got close, it was no stick, but it was big as a gosh darn. It must have been about 3 feet long. No, it wasn't. It was probably about, it looked like it was about a good cross section, 2 inches thick. And it raised its tail and I looked, I said, look, son of a bitch. I said, if I wanted to run over you and kill you, I would have done that already. I said, but I stopped to give you a hand to get you across the street because I thought you were a stick. I said, and since you're not a stick and you're a rattlesnake, put your goddamn tail down and make your way across into the bushes. He calmed down. He put his tail down. He slithered across the street and said, now get into the goddamn bushes and take care of all the vermin, rats, and rodents that are living in here. I said, God knows there's tons of them for you to take care of. And that was it. And I kind of like said, I've seen so many different things here. I'm talking about rodents wise. I've seen the ground squirrels. I've got them in the gosh darn earthen wall room. I've seen these little tiny little field mice that are probably about an inch and a half long. And I've seen gosh darn gray, or what do they call it, black rats or something, or another larger size rat. And I was like, holy shit, got plenty of them. And I've only seen a few. So you know the old saying, the few that you see means there's a hell of a lot more that you don't. So that's why I said there's plenty of them to eat. Excuse me. Battle snakes? Jesus Christ. No, of course I don't kill them. Why? Look, rattlesnakes aren't looking at a goddamn dog like it's a prey item. They're not stupid. So you got to remember, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. If they hear you coming, they're running because they can feel the vibrations of you walking up a long distance away, and they know that when they feel that pounding on the ground, they know to get out of the way. So for the most part, snakes keep clear of us more than we have to keep clear of them. Look, you want to go kill all the goddamn snakes, you're only going to do one thing, and that's have an infestation of rodents. And I got news for you, between the rattlesnakes and the gosh darn rodents that you have in Texas, I think you're better off leaving those rattlesnakes doing their job, cleaning up the rodents, because last I checked, Texas has got huge mice, rats, and other vermin issues that they need to take care of. And leaving those rattlesnakes to do their job is a pretty good idea. Having these rattlesnake roundups only does one thing, and it spikes all of your rodent infestation numbers through the roof. And let's be honest, poisoning rats and mice is a great way to do nothing, because it doesn't. Let nature take care of itself. Chad, what did you say about a big cat population? How is it that a big cat population? How is the big cat population? I don't know. I don't keep tracks on that. I don't know. I know that there were some reports that they had seen another one in Ventura that had a couple of cubs with it, but yeah, we still have the mountain lions in here, of course. Wow, bigger snakes, no way. Like it, listen to you. Rats in the canyon, like big cats, like big like. No, just big enough that I don't have a problem with them being here. What the hell is this? Oh, that's this. Oh, I'm in this chair. Sorry. Good night, Shannon. No, one of my neighbors saw the mountain lion coming up the stairs on the side of his house. I said, really? He goes, oh yeah, he was walking right up the stairs, getting up to the street. It's like, oh, nice to know. More Briquette mom because she has cross patio. Had to leave him alone. Stayed in the grass. Yeah, sometimes, but again, Pad, snakes don't look at humans like a prey item. The only reason why they would attack and bite and strike is because they've given you enough warnings with their rattles. They've given you enough warnings by hissing and acting in a defensive manner. It's all defensive posturing to get you to bug off and leave them alone. That's why. It's true, PJ. That's why we have problems when we start poisoning, wildlife and stuff, and then realize that, oh yeah, guess what? That poison that you're using for the snails is also killing, the bees, and the bees, which you need, is to pollinate all of your vegetables, fruit, and produce. It's kind of like a problem we don't realize. Did you ever figure out what that mansion on top of the hill? No, they're not bird cages. They're monkey cages. I already discussed it with the neighbor. He goes, "Yeah, that isn't for birds. There no bird needs a gosh darn hanging rope ladder across the top hanging." I said, "Monkeys do," and he goes, Yeah, that's what I thought too. Monkeys use that as a rope ladder to go, hanging from. That the other thought I was going to say is BATS, bats. But again, that doesn't make sense. You really can't keep bats in that because you'd have to open up, let the bats out, because then the bats come back to their roost. So that doesn't make sense. Yes, I have run into a bobcat years ago. I forgot how long it's been, but it's got to be about like 14 years ago. I came out, went outside the front door. It was probably, I was going to say, it's got to be daytime. It was late afternoon. And I looked down the street, and maybe about, I want to say like 40 feet away from me, in front of the neighbors right next door to his house, I saw this cat, and I said, "Oh shit, Tommy." I'm thinking it was my big cat, Tommy. And as I walked closer to it, I looked, and it turned its head, and I saw these two tufts of fur coming out of the side, and I saw its ears, and I saw the shape of its face. And I looked, and I thought to myself, that's not Tommy. And the next thing I know is it looked at me, and it was like my eyes popped open, and it took two steps. It went bounce, hit the gosh darn, jumped onto the side of the wall, and then jumped up above the wall. And I was like, holy shit. And that's when I realized it was a bobcat. And that's the thing is, when it jumped up there, I saw this little little pop tail going. I said, that was no pussycat. That was a bobcat. That was no domesticated short hair. And it was a good size. It was a young one too. It wasn't that old, but he was a good size. He was probably, all right, here's the size of my cats. He was probably another few inches longer, and he was definitely probably about, if this is the ground, he was probably about a little more than a foot to its shoulders. And I was like, wow. And he was just like, he just went up. And I was like, but I'll never forget the tufts of fur like this, and the angular face. It wasn't like a small little, like, the nose was much bigger than my cat's nose, which was like this big. His nose was like this big, and I was like going, whoa. And he was just off in a way. I don't know what's a female bobcat called. Snodcats? Very funny. All right. All right, look, guys, I've been on for 2 hours and 7 minutes on this feed. That's a long time. You guys do me a favor and hashtag the Oman House, hashtag House at the End of the Drive, hashtag DavidOman. No, I don't want sushi. I don't eat sushi. Thanks, Chad, but no. I thought you were that other woman that wanted to get me something to eat. All right. Just for a second there, I lost my train of thought. Good night. I will see you guys on Friday night. So tomorrow night I will not be on, but Friday night, look for me on at about 8:00 in the evening. Boy, it should be fun. I have the Scarecast coming over on Friday night. They're going to watch the movie. And thanks, Chad. Take care. Good night, Jackie. Good night, Kathy. Oh my God. I'm thinking to myself, was that you guys trying to say goodbye, good night? You guys, you're incredible tonight. I mean, as little as you've done with the bell and the ball and the REM pod, your timing with the flashing of the lights is just incredible. You really, thank you. God. That's pretty funny. I'll see you guys Friday night. Good, again, just help me get the social media aware of the Oman House. I need your help. If there's one thing you guys can do, and it doesn't cost and take you much time to do, is to tag the house, tag me, and get this notoriety blowing up. And forget the gosh darn Conjuring House last rights. I call it the Conjuring House last wrongs. It's not Oman Army. It's the David Oman Army. The Oman Army sounds like you're freaking talking about the country next door to Muscat and Saudi Arabia. We don't want to do that. We don't want another international situation at our hands. Oh, too funny. About to hit the litter box. Chad, stop it. Yeah. Oh, God. It's the David Oman Army, not the Oman Army. God, you guys got to stop doing that. Somebody's going to think it's like some kind of, what did they call it again? An insurgency from Oman. We have nothing to do with that. Yeah, the light's going off. There's Deborah. Jesus Christ. God. Oh, God. Oh, I am so hungry. I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to eat. Yes, I'll stay away from the bobcats and the mountain lions. Like I said, I'm not afraid of them, and I have respect for them. So if I saw one across the paths with one, I'd be quite honestly a little bit curious and scared, but not like I wouldn't think they're trying to eat me. I know better than that. Probably want to have some help. I don't want sushi, Chad. Stop it. Pick it on something delicious. Yeah, by all means, Calamity. All right, so adios, amigos, Wiedersehen, sayonara, hasta la vista. Did I say Spanish already? Shit. I said German, Spanish. Whatever. I'm out of here. Did I get it? No, I didn't get Uber Eats. Hasta la vista. Thanks, Chad. Loud. Did you guys hear? They is out there, and they is. That sounds like it's up near Dr. Phil's house, as a matter of fact. That's the coyotes. They're vicious. I mean, when they go to to hunt, they deer, whatever they can get their hands on. That's the coyotes going cockeyed. They're communicating on a hunt. That's not the worst. The worst is when the pack descends upon whatever prey item they're hunting, and they start to tear it to shreds. Could be a cat, could be a dog, could be a deer, could be a rabbit, could be a skunk. It's just absolutely. Chad, shut up. That's not Manson's crap. We summoned. Will you stop it, Chad? They don't bark. They're basically communicating to let the. There it is. They're communicating to tell the other coyotes that they're on to something. They found a prey item. So they're basically bringing the group together. He's like notifying them that he's found something, and then they're gonna all. See? That you can hear the other ones coming around. I never let them outside, Deborah. You kidding? Not a chance. No, as you live up here long enough and you hear the sounds of the coyotes, you kind of get an understanding of what it is that's happening. This is like It's like the opening act of a play. This is just the beginning. It can get so much worse. I mean, and it always does. When the whole pack of coyotes and the young, and you can hear the difference in the sounds of the coyotes, the young ones and the older ones. It's really distinct and it's crazy. It's yeah, living here this many years, it's a matter of listening to them and knowing, and you can hear the younger ones yelping, and then the older ones are just vicious. It's just unreal. Like I said was it 2 Saturdays ago when we had the friends over, and you could hear them across the gosh darn canyon, right across the street on Cielo proper, and you could hear them because it was just right close, and they were tearing something to shreds. And you hear the yipping of the smaller, younger coyotes, and then you hear the growling and the response. I'm just going, people say, it's like National Geographic, and it's like, yeah, more like Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Yeah, now they're quiet. Yeah, Sonny, that's exactly it. Now they're all quiet. Yeah. One of two things happened. A, he wasn't successful in getting the other coyotes to basically help him corner and kill the prey item. And the prey item got away, and he's now back on the hunt to try to find it. Because usually, like I said, you'll hear the one, and then you'll hear several others, and you'll basically hear all the sounds converge into one small area, and then all hell breaks loose. And what's worse is people live up here that have their freaking cats, indoor, outdoor cats. And I'm going, why the fuck? Where's your brain at? You live in the freaking hills. You live in an area where there's multitudes of predatory animals. Forget the hawks, forget the ravens, forget the coyotes, the bobcats, the mountain lions. I was like, what are you kidding? You got people with cars that drive on the street, and your cat crosses the street and gets hit by a car. It doesn't matter. It's dead. And you don't know about it because all the gosh darn other animals will scavenge its bones and eat it. All right, look, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have we've already gone down to 22 people, but thank you. I will see you guys on Friday night. Have a good one. And again, help me promote the movie and the house. I need it. I need some help from you guys. So please, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, hashtag the Oman House. And of course, House at the End of the Drive. And of course, David Oman. I really appreciate it. I can use your help, and it costs you guys nothing but the energy to type that stuff in. Thank you again. I will see you on Friday night, and have a very good evening.